Hey everybody, Playtendo Guy here, and I've been wandering day and night for Pokemon to bring you my review of the latest craze, Pokemon Go. But is this spin-off a fun enough title to make you brave outside, or will you be better off staying inside playing Pokemon on your DS? Let's find out. Pokemon Go began life as a Google April Fool's mock-up a few years ago. Developer Niantic took inspiration and decided to make this game a reality, and here it is. Pokemon Go is a mobile-only title that allows you to hunt Pokemon in real life while you're on the go as you walk to work, school, etc. The aim of the game is simply to try and catch them all. When you start the game, you pick your character's gender and how you want them to look. Once you've done that, you can pick your first Pokemon, a choice of either Squirtle, Charmander or Bulbasaur. What did I pick? Bulbasaur, of course. Once you've got your first Pokemon, the game begins. Using your phone's GPS to track where you are, the game randomly spawns Pokemon depending on where you are. For example, if you're near rivers, expect to see loads of water Pokemon, grass for parks and villages, and more urban Pokemon for cities and the like. You catch these Pokemon by touching them as they appear on your map. Then you enter a capture phase where if your phone has a gyro sensor, Pokemon will appear in the real world, whilst if your phone doesn't have a gyro, Pokemon will appear in a present background. Capturing a Pokemon is pretty simple, as all you have to do is throw a Pokeball at the Pokemon to catch it. Simple as that. Once you've captured your Pokemon, you receive XP to level up, as well as Stardust and Candy. Stardust and Candy are used to make your Pokemon more powerful and to evolve. To evolve your Pokemon, you need to get a fair few amount of said Pokemon candy, so you will have to capture several of the same Pokemon to evolve it. And with well over 100 Pokemon to catch, this will certainly take you a huge amount of time. The Pokemon in this game are all mostly from the first generation of games that released 20 years ago, with many iconic and popular Pokemon like Pikachu, Meowth and Eevee included. The game is free to play, so expect microtransactions, but before you get those pitchforks out, it's actually handled alright here. The items you can buy are more Pokeballs, potions and lures, and a few items to speed things up a bit, but you can play the game fully without spending a penny. As you go through the game, you'll be running out of items pretty quickly, but there is a way to get them freely. Pokestops. There are plenty of these around that gives you items when you visit them. If you're wondering what a Pokestop is, then they're normally just tourist attractions like museums, libraries and churches. So if you go into a town or city, there'll be plenty of stops, but if you live in the sticks, you may find it quite hard as there may not be many stops about. What else is there to do, I hear you cry? Well, there are actually gyms to fight in. Normally in gyms you pick your most powerful Pokemon for the fight and the mon just fight it out on their own. The combat is really basic and lacks the tactical nature of the main games, but I do think the combat is fine for mobile gaming for when you're on the go. And that's all what you can do in the game at the moment, as it's pretty much a work in progress, with developers Niantic promising more updates that will include things like trading and Pokécenters in the future. I would also guess more Pokemon will join the game later down in the line, as there's still quite a few hundred Pokemon still not in the game. As for faults with the game, there is a few. The servers were pretty rubbish when the game first came out, and the servers still occasionally crash now and then. Loading times are a wee bit too long, taking upwards of a minute to load the game. There are some connection problems here and there, and be prepared to charge your phone a lot, as Pokemon Go drains your battery pretty badly. I normally only have to charge my phone once or twice a week, now I'm doing it daily. And with that's pretty much rounds up my review of Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is a great game to play on your phone. It's free, fun and quite addicting. There's a fair amount to do with the launch content, with more content promising future updates. I also think Pokemon Go is a good little tool for tourism, as there's plenty of potential for guided walks and the like. While there is some issues with the connection and the poor battery life, Pokemon Go is a fantastic experience that you should try, and it's well worth a buy as it's free. Thank you for watching my review. Like, rate and subscribe, and until next time, bye.